We back been a minute, let's get right into it. The question that haunts Staten Island: who killed John Taylor? A body found in a Stapleton trapdoor. A mystery that has endured for a decade. The corpse of a man reported missing more than a decade prior was discovered in the crawl space of the ground floor apartment inside 70 Broad Street in Stapleton, located next door to FDNY Engine Company 153/Ladder Company 77. Weeks after police re-released the photo of a Staten Island man whose skeletal remains were discovered under a Stapleton apartment building, two people still feeling the impact of the cold case murder recounted the days surrounding the man's disappearance. John Taylor, 19, was reported missing. His remains were found more than a decade later by a man who had recently purchased the apartment building at 70 Broad Street. The property owner told reporters at the time he was pumping water out of a crawl space on the first floor when he made the grisly discovery. The victim's then girlfriend, who now works as a nurse in New Jersey, is still pining for answers. "I loved him with all my heart," Ms. Williams said. "I haven't met anyone who compared to him. He was a special person, and I am not just saying that." Williams recounted the last night she saw Taylor, saying he was on his way to a friend's apartment in Stapleton, the same apartment in question, where he had been staying for a few days. After not being able to reach him by phone later that night or the next day, she went there in person. "The house was a mess," she told the outlet. "It was more than a mess. There was blood everywhere." John Taylor police are seeking news tips into the murder of John Taylor, who went missing, and whose body was found years later. But no body was visible. A rug was covering the trapdoor that led to the crawl space, said then building owner Paul Ficara. The crawl space, he said, provided access to the main sewer line. "It was probably 3.5, 4 feet high. When you step on mud, I guess, or dirt," Ficara said. "I never was down there. It was too eerie for me to go down there. And we never had a stoppage or anything, so there was no reason." The building is located next door to FDNY Engine Company 153/Ladder Company 77. At the time of Taylor's disappearance, a firefighter who answered the door declined comment, as did the FDNY's press office. In the days following the discovery, the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner determined the victim had been stabbed in the chest and ruled the death a homicide. Cops alleged drug activity. Law enforcement sources at the time of the discovery said the address was known for illegal drug activity, saying the violence may have been sparked by an argument over a dealer's missing stash. Ficara wasn't living on the premises at the time of the investigation. "I went to the apartment for one reason, just to pick up money, or sometimes the checks were mailed to me," Ficara said. "Or someone said they had a problem or something, a leaky faucet. That's about it." When asked this week about whether it was possible drug activity was taking place in the apartment, Ficara said it was, based on the layout of the building. He recalled two families living on the top floor, but said the ground floor apartment, located near the rear of the building, was accessible from the street. "You could just open the door, walk in and walk to the back," he said. "You could do anything you want to do back there. I freaked out, you know." The man who discovered Taylor's remains, Giuseppe LaFata, said at the time he had lifted a damaged carpet and uncovered a water-filled trapdoor. "We tried to remove the carpet, and we found the door. We open it up, and once we see the water, we pump the water," LaFata said. What he found next startled him: leg bones and a jacket that contained a human skull. "I freaked out, you know," he said. "I go to the fire department next door, and they said you've got to call the police." Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe.